Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends! Johnny5 Live here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. Today's coaster bundle, we're going to be looking at 5 incredible Alpine-themed coaster blueprints. Share codes for all 5 of these creations can be found down in the description. These are all blueprints, so you can place them in your own parks. So without further delay, let's get right into the episode. Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends. Squat. All right, let's get into it. Alpine coasters here. A theme that is not native to Planet Coaster, but one of my favorite themes that people would create in Planet Coaster 1. It technically wasn't native to Planet Coaster 1 as well. People just take a lot of wood, and I mean, we don't really have snow in this game, so people have to get creative. But it's looking very Alpine-y. First creation of the day is going to Corbet's Couloir. I don't know how to say that word, but it's created by SonnyBode, an advanced builder in this community. And here they say, hey Johnny, heard you really like resort themes, so I built a ski resort themed coaster. Themed around Jackson's Hole Ski Resort specifically, this station is based off the Aerial Trams station, and the first drop is loosely based off Jackson Hole's famous ski run. I started running into some piece count issues, so admittedly the gift shop and queue are a bit bare bones. Understandable. All right, let's check it out. Oh, good googly moogly. That is incredible. Kicking the episode off with a bang is our creator, SonnyBode. All right, I really like that. There's a lot of things going on here. You pulled it off. You pulled off a ski resort run, and I want to see the guests on this one. We're going to do look forward at the back. Let's try it out again. There might be nighttime lighting. We can take a peek. Fun music on this. The theming's great. Custom supports. You built an actual ski lift out of like the technical pieces in the game. Very, very cool and fun. Let's go. And a quick peek at nighttime shows there's a little bit of icy blue lighting. I mean, some of that's coming from the moonlight, but I definitely see some nighttime lighting here a little bit. I would definitely dial that nighttime experience up a little bit. I feel like a lot of that icy blue and white light hot spots could make this feel pretty magical at night, for sure. A different vibe overall. Oh, we have some flashing lights as we're going down. Okay, that's pretty cool. You actually attach them to the train so that the light follows the coaster, which is amazing that you can do that in Planet Coaster 2. I made a coaster way back in the day. Let's see if any OGs remember it. Fire away down in the comments. But a coaster I called Darla from Yetiland. And basically what I had to do is I had to put lights on every meter apart on the track. And then I had to trigger them to go off so that the lights would pulse and follow the coaster. And it ended up being like something like 1,000+ lights that are all triggering at different times. Complete nightmare to set up. And now you could just light up the coaster because that was the intention. And that's how you had to do it back in Planet Coaster 1, which is crazy. Anyways, great creation by SonnyBode. I don't really have any feedback for you. I think this is a superb take. I mean, smart use of these rocks to try to create snow. Hopefully we get that snow pack in the future. I got a little bit of recolored decals to create little bits of snow on top. You did, I guess just as we exit, there is a gift shop here. Not much lights in here. It's pretty dim. It's pretty dark. For whatever reason, these are not set up, the countertops, so they cannot be opened, but they're supposed to sell Looney Balloons in just a moment. That's the reason the guests are actually not coming in here is because they're not set up by default, and I cannot open them because they're not attached for whatever reason. And we have some lockers there as well. But I definitely love the cabin vibes and all the details gone into that back area. It looks really, really superb. All right, let's keep on keeping on. This next one's a bit of a ways away, a bit of a walk, and a bit strange. For, I guess this would come out in April or May, beginning of May. It's Santa's Sleigh Ride, created by fingertailer, an unranked and now builder in this community. And here they say, "Hey yo, Johnny, this is my first finished creation in Planet Coaster 2 and is my first ever submission. Take a ride on the dark ride family coaster called Santa's Sleigh Ride. The ride takes you through Santa's workshop and through the reindeer barn before traversing the sleigh runway and then fly over the snowy cities. I tried messing with the snap kit, but couldn't make it work. Therefore, the good old alignment cube and see me, hide me signs." Wait, is it a two-part? I'm assuming it's a two-part blueprint? Uh-oh. Hopefully my sister set this up properly. I guess we'll find out. Talk about a dark ride. Some spooky presents going on a conveyor belt, and then Santa. It's so, oh, we definitely need music on a dark ride, guys. And I know some of you guys in the comments love to give me heck about complaining about not having music, but there's a time and a place where I think my complaints are valid. This is deserving of some sort of, yeah, some magical music. Okay. I definitely love the reindeer room. And you did like little cities down below. It actually kind of works. They look like little villages. We're flying in a sleigh above the city. That's cool. Oh, very cute. All right, short and sweet. Definitely could have used a little bit of music. And also, I think some, let me go into fly mode here. Not only did it need a little bit of music, I definitely feel like you could have done something magical. I don't know, some triggered events, you know? Starry sparkles, things like that, following us around. It just needs a little bit of magical punch, some triggered events, you know? Because otherwise it's just a coaster in a box and flying above the city. The city itself is pretty cute, I will say. I quite like what you did here. But yeah, it's technically an Alpine creation, right? It's an indoor dark ride experience. I was expecting kind of a bigger experience considering how big the build is. But the fact that you fit this into, what, it's a 4K and a 4K. Yeah, I definitely feel like you could have put a little bit more in there. But I think if you're going to really make a good dark ride experience that wows us, you're going to have to do a park file. Trying to put that all into a blueprint is pretty ambitious. But the entrance looks great. It has the Alpine vibes. It has the Christmas vibes. We're featuring it here today, even though it's not Christmas, because Christmas is going to be a long way away. And it does just fit the Alpine theme. So not a bad effort by a new builder in this community, fingertailer. Okay, what do we got going on next? Gorignak by medaele, a builder in this community, and here they say, hey Johnny, this is my third submission to your channel and my first build in Planet Coaster 2. I wanted to play with the pathing system in the game and I ended up with a coaster instead. Gorignak, translated to rock, is a rock monster living at the top of a plateau. Are you brave enough to ride on its back? If you are, be careful. He will throw you off, twisting and flipping through caves and over and under paths, while the whole lot of head chopping moments. You want to put your arms up. You don't want to put your arms up on this one. After an intense ride, have a snack and watch the rest of the brave folks take the adrenaline pumping ride for themselves. Maybe a quick ride on the rockin' ring. You'll get a glimpse of the coaster while on it. Very cool. Wow, very intense, adrenaline, action-packed coaster. Absolutely love it. I also see a bunch of nighttime lighting, so maybe we could try another perspective and ride this another way. Let's go. Incredible. Let's take a look at it from a bird's eye view during the day. All right, what I really like about this, and I think it's a good showcase of the new tools in Planet Coaster, is all of these tunnels and holes. You made the pathing system. You said you wanted to play with the pathing system and ended up with the coaster. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, right? You can chop holes, you can cut holes, you can edit the path system, and you can incorporate and include that into a blueprint in Planet Coaster, right? In Planet Coaster 1, you would have to give setup instructions for your pathing and cues, but now you can build it directly into the design. And honestly, of all the videos that we've done since this game's been released, we haven't really seen that done in a way where it's actually the unique selling point, the feature of the actual roller coaster, right? Having these tunnel systems, having the coaster drop down, having these head chopper moments actually created for a very dynamic experience that I feel like a lot of the creations so far have been lacking that element because people are not actually incorporating the pathing into the actual coaster build. So I definitely think this is like innovative and very cool. So here's a look at the actual station here. You can get some food. There's also this rock flat ride. Rockin' ring, and some shops over here as well. The whole plateau is built on it is a plateau. I think you pulled off everything you wanted to accomplish with this and built a very bitchin' coaster. It's a rockin' coaster. I quite like that. Definitely one of my, I think my favorite coaster of the day so far, especially because the way you've integrated that into the pathing system. So hopefully people take some inspiration from this and how we can use these plazas and pathworks in our coaster designs going forward in the future. Very, very cool. Great job on this one, medaele. I do recognize the name. You did say it is your 3rd submission ever, so hopefully we see more from you in the future. Next up, Woody by BramDaMan. And here they say, Woody is a compact wooden coaster, my first Planko 2 coaster inspired by RTC1, inspired because creating compact wooden coasters was my specialty back then. I saw many of your spotlight videos and now wanted to try it for myself. Placing pieces in game was more difficult than I thought, but I am very happy with the result, especially adding lighting is nice to do. I love to hear what you think and what I can focus on to get better. Incredible. Well, I'm glad you decided to take a stab for it, and here you are being featured here today, as well as it sounds to me like you're brand new to Planet Coaster. Placing the pieces is a struggle. I've been getting my sister to help stage these scenes and play the game a little bit, and it's not for everybody. She definitely doesn't like to build in the game, but she likes to see the creations, set them up, place them down, and take a look at what you guys have done. So it's definitely a challenge to do what you're seeing in these videos. So give it up to our builders, everybody. Wow, frickin' we. I actually really like that. Passes the vibe check as well. We got a little bit of music on there. I love to hear it, you guys. And that first shot coming up the lift or coming down the lift is quite incredible. Let's take a look at this again in look forward at the back. All right, off we go. Yeah, I love all the detail you got going on here. You created a nice little environment for us. A little bit of theming on the lift as well. And then this shot as we're looking down is phenomenal. We got some custom supports on this as well. Look at that. Hard, heavy banking. Probably could have transitioned into the banking a little bit smoother. Going through these rocky tunnels. It's fast and furious. It's quite incredible. But I definitely love the fact that you included all of this environmental storytelling into a blueprint. It feels like a terrain coaster that you would like build into a park, but you managed to capture that all into one fast, furious blueprint. Very well done. Very well done indeed. I will say a little bit of it, some of it lacks refinement. You need to definitely clean up some of the hard edges and some just missing elements there. I don't know how many pieces you were at, but you know, like the queue there's not like a lot going on. You could use some custom wood supports and trim. It's just, I mean, yeah, there's still like a couple thousand pieces, so you could just keep going. The actual like custom supports here, it's a little janky and unrealistic and weird looking. I will say it doesn't really have that showcase appeal right out of the get-go, but the other elements down here do, especially when we're looking at it from like this angle, right? I think that's pretty picturesque right there. And the way that the coaster's wrapping around the terrain, there's a lot of elements. I'd say everything from the lower half has been done exceptionally well. This just looks a little off to me. I probably would have just gone with the default support system. I get that you're doing that because, well, you could hide some of the supports or move the station so it's not impeding. I'd actually have the station in front, then you can turn the supports on, and that way it looks like the station is built into and coming off of that of the supports, right? That might give it a nice aesthetic, and then you can cover up some of those supports with a really beautiful punched up sign, and it would have more wood, and it is called the Woody. But yeah, these little areas here I think are really nice. So you got some details going on there. I would just build more, you know, have a little pond system and things to look at as we're coming down. You can use the pools to create ponds, and recently with the new update you can recolor them to make them murky ponds, so that's pretty cool. Love the build though. Coaster layout was compact, and that was your goal coming from an RCT1 player. I think you accomplished that. It's fast, it's furious, it's easy to place, it's easy to set up. Just needs a little bit more theming on that exit as well as that queue. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. Pretty solid stuff. Great job on this one, BramDaMan. You the man, Bram. And ladies and gentlemen, our last creation of the day is the Icegolem. created by OreoMan81. Oh, and OreoMan did this on a PS5. Let's go, console players. And here they say, Coaster story. You have been sent into an ice cave to try and kill the elusive ice golems and their minions. But be warned, they can be aggressive. I played Planet Coaster 1 for about 3 months before playing Planet Coaster 2 came out, so I'm not that good at building, and I think the coaster itself is good, but building lacks a little bit. I'm hoping for some feedback so I can improve my building and maybe submit some coaster after I take your feedback into consideration. All right. Yeah, Planet Coaster 1 was like on sale for like $2 or something before Planet Coaster 2 came out, and then that brought in a whole new wave of players, which we're seeing them now in Planet Coaster 2, so that's very cool. Okay, wow. Holy good googly moogly. We got some things to talk about. Let's try to help our builder here today. Yeah, you probably didn't see it because I most likely edited it out, but I walked the right path, which is the exit path. I walked all the way up here and then back, realizing that that was the exit when I got to the exit. So there is no indication saying exit this way, entrance that way. You know, this is a massive footprint. So I would say as a brand new builder to the game, you have all these ideas in your head and you're like, I'm gonna make this Icegolem coaster, I'm gonna try to make ice and make this like Alpine theme thing, and then you're like, I want this big experience, and you just keep going big, and as a result there's a lot of areas that need improvement and refinement and work to improve, and you're giving yourself too many things. You're biting off more than you can chew on your first ever coaster experience. So I guess the moral of the story, the best feedback I can give you today is keep it compact, keep it tight, and less is more, right? So try to come up with a nice coaster, right? If we just take away, can I take away the rocks? The rocks are not grouped. So you can also group things in Planet Coaster, by the way, so I could delete all that, but what we can do is close the ride down and move it. So coaster layout itself is not too bad, but you're trying to, you know, create this experience where it's going inside of the rock cave and out. So what I would do is, you know, take a look at your oh, there's an exit station as well. That's interesting. But yeah, try to get the most refined coaster you can build, get the nicest layout on that, then theme it, right? It feels like you did a little bit of both. The actual like smoothing on these like helixes and banked turns is actually quite decent. It's not bad, but like if I looked at this coaster on its own, I'm not too excited to ride it. I feel like, you know, I guess the best example would be to look at some of our other creators from today's episode. See, that looks a little bit more enticing to me of a coaster design, right? Getting that nice coaster design going and then trying to build that theming off of it. Even this Woody, I think, would probably be a good example as well. Yeah, that looks like quite a nice Woody. Again, I think having a bit of a smoother lift on that with the supports there would actually increase the appeal of the actual blueprint itself. So the feedback I gave to that builder, but having a nice coaster blueprint first and foremost, then deciding what you want to tackle in terms of your theming. So in this case, you decided to go with ice and winter and Arctic biome, which is not in the game. So you've had to force yourself to create this, you know, mountain out of rocks. And I think that alone, trying to tackle something that's not in the game is something that you should only do once you're an expert at the game. So if that makes sense. And in theory, if you just wait until we get some sort of winter update later this year, they're probably going to allow us to go in and use the terrain tools to make mountains that we can color with snow. I'm sure they're going to add in snow to this paint tool, right? And you'll be able to create that experience that you were looking to create. So from there, you know, you come up with a coaster design, come up with your theme on top of that, and try to keep it simple. Try to do something that's already currently in the game, like Viking, or, you know, technically you can even get away with Alpine, and that's pretty close to what you were hoping to create for an experience. So maybe that would have been the theme that to go with for today. And I think you could take a lot of inspiration from our first creator of the day here. Keeping that footprint small is really important, and that's going to start from the size of your coaster. So again, having that refined, nice, tight blueprint. Now, where does your entrance go? Where does your exit go? How do I keep that tight? And how do I keep the pathing around that very condensed? Then think about a beautiful park or sign for your coaster and try to have that entrance somewhat close to the queue in proximity. Then footprint it all in with some fences. You can add a couple shops in between, theme it all, and then keep it very compact. If you look at your blueprint size here, your footprint size compared to this, right? And our creator here today said that they wanted to come up with a compact footprint because that's how they built an RCT1. Though they took the knowledge that they had from that game and accomplished that here today. So that knowledge actually is applicable going forward into Planet Coaster 2. So, I mean, playing RCT1 helps, but you can see here the difference between these blueprint sizes. This is a big footprint, but what they see, it's about the size of yours, actually a little bit smaller, but this obviously is a pretty experienced player. In fact, what are we dealing with here? An advanced builder, SonnyBode. Yeah, and I would even say you're an expert. So we can go ahead and move SonnyBode from advanced to expert. And yeah, they know how to make a big blueprint and fill that space nicely, which they did. Right? So you're going that big and that ambitious on your first creation ever. Once you get more advanced and more experienced by starting with these smaller blueprints like this creator did, then tackle a bigger one. So I would just try to come up with a nice coaster layout, theme it, and keep the footprint small and submit that one as your next one. So if you do end up making another one, Oreo Man, just say you were featured in the Alpine episode with the giant white rock pile in your description. I'll hopefully remember, and we can see what you do in the next one. So I look forward to seeing, hopefully some of that feedback helps. There's a lot of feedback to give. I don't want to give you too much, but A, nice coaster layout, B, think about your theming, and C, keep it compact, small footprint. Aim for something like this creator. Boom. Done. All right. Very fun theme, though. I think my favorite coaster of the day is going to go over to Gorignak. I like that one. And the best theming of the day, I think I'm going to give to SonnyBode. Definitely expert quality right there. And I think the best effort of the day, I'm going to give to BramDaMan. I like this compact coaster layout that you're going for, brand new to the game and accomplishing some pretty good stuff. So great stuff here today. What did you guys think of these creations? Fire away down in the comments below. And that is going to do it for today's episode of Coaster Spotlight. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.